Acetyl-L-Carnitine. Why do you need this supplement? Let's get right into it. You can get any brand. I have Thorn right now. Again, not sponsored. Here's what they look like. And before we get into the review, the winner of the last giveaway, which on my Dark Horse pre-workout review, Victor Wilson 8563, you are the winner. Shoot me an email with your details and I will get you some Excelsior, some Dark Horse. I will throw in a scoop of a couple other pre-workouts that I have on hand. And of course, appreciate you watching, brother. Thank you for the reference. Of course, Dark Horse was mentioned by you initially to me. I had no idea about this pre-workout, and actually I took it this morning. Had a fantastic workout. Have to say, probably one of the best twice a week DMHA hitters. Some weeks I just don't like to do something insane like a crack or a legit, and I like to have a Dark Horse type of pre-workout. I can have it twice a week, and the remaining days I will have my daily hitter. Getting right into acetyl-L-Carnitine, guys. Why do you need this, and why, as a nootropic, is this so critical? Get acetyl-L-Carnitine. So, of course, there's two forms of carnitine. One is carnitine, which a lot of bodybuilders will use for weight loss. The other is acetyl-L-Carnitine, which is much more easily absorbed. It crosses the blood-brain barrier much faster. And this is the one that you can expect profound cognitive and nootropic benefits from. Now, I'm not going to get into all the NCBI studies because I have seen the traction and I have seen the audience engagement. It's a lot of work to actually go in and put in the NCBI studies. So I'm not going to link it. I'm just going to talk about it. And let me tell you exactly what you need to know. Dosing wise, how much of this should you take? 1 to 4 grams per day is what they have found in studies to be effective in terms of providing cognitive benefits. There are a plethora of reasons why you should be supplementing with ALCAR. It's commonly known as ALCAR, aka acetyl-L-Carnitine. It has been shown to reduce the preponderance of Alzheimer's if you're supplementing well with it. You're supposed to take it on an empty stomach with water. It is water soluble. There is no research showing that it is fat soluble. Therefore, I would not recommend you take this with a meal. I always take it with on an empty stomach with just plain water, and I'll have it in the morning. I typically dose myself. I don't like to go too crazy. 1.5 grams. So these are 500 milligram tablets. I take 3 over the course of probably about 8 hours from the time I wake up is when I have the first dose. So right around 3:45 a.m. to right after my workout, which is right about now. I had my dosing, so that's around 8 a.m. And then the third one I'll have probably after I have a break between my morning meetings into afternoon, which will be around 11 a.m. And then I shall break my fast and have lunch and whatnot. So now, what are the benefits? So, of course, from a cognition standpoint, this is crucial in just about every single neurotransmitter reaction that's happening. I'm not going to get into the metabolic pathways, but essentially, if you're looking at cells and the mitochondria in your cells, especially in your brain cells, ALCAR is coupling with just about every single reaction as it pertains to acetylcholine production. As you know, acetylcholine is probably the most critical neurotransmitter in your body. It is responsible for just about every single action that you take, whether it is from a cognitive standpoint, whether it's from a mechanical standpoint, motor neuron abilities. Acetylcholine is responsible for just about everything. What ALCAR does is it potentiates ATP production by bolstering your mitochondria in your cells. So my dad, if you're watching this, my dad's a physician. I never went to med school, but hey, hopefully this review gives you some certainty that, even if I went to med school, I would have been all right. But I enjoy my life in IT finance. I have a massive passion for it. So Dad, if you're watching this, Shout out to my dad, because although I'm not a physician, hopefully these reviews are giving him some sense of satisfaction as it pertains to MCATs and all that good stuff. I digress, guys. So getting back into ALCAR, of course, there are so many other benefits. If you like to party and you take MDMA, guys, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. But if you do like to party and you take MDMA, ALCAR has been shown to provide brain repairing impacts after taking those types of substances. Neuroprotection, neuro repair, ALCAR does that. In addition to that, it's been shown to help with, of course, erectile dysfunction in older men. What have I found from a nootropic standpoint? So I bought this not too long back, but when I was not supplementing with ALCAR, I would realize that, especially since I wake up so early, I wake up at 3:30 in the morning, and then of course I don't really go to bed until just about 11:30 p.m. And I'm rested, so I sleep from 11:30 p.m. usually, and I wake up naturally at 3:30 a.m. And I don't need an alarm; it's all natural. But what I have found is that with this schedule that I have been doing for quite some time, sleeping less, and of course being awake more, I don't need as much modafinil. I don't need as much caffeine when I supplement with ALCAR. And of course, from a cognitive standpoint, I can't point out exactly the augmentation that ALCAR would have provided me, because of course I do take nootropics, but the profoundly different experience that I've had once I started supplementing with ALCAR is that sense of exhaustion I used to get where I needed to resort to more caffeine right around lunchtime, and I no longer need to do that. My caffeine intake has been relatively stable. I do not exceed more than 400 milligrams per day. I used to be a 1 gram per day consumer of caffeine. That's when I had a much crazier job in my last firm, where I was working 20 hours, upwards of 20 hours per day, and it was complete insanity on an absurd level. My current role allows me a lot more flexibility as it pertains to, I work from home. I used to go into the office 6-7 days a week. So what I've found is that I'm able to remain productive. I'm able to remain alert and awake, and I do not need to resort to more stimulants or caffeine around the noon time of my day. That's the biggest impact I've seen from ALCAR. Of course, from a cognition standpoint, there is quite a bit of research showcasing its efficacy as it pertains to cognition, as it pertains to clarity, the speed of memory, speed of thinking. So you would be doing yourself a disservice by not supplementing with ALCAR, and make sure that you follow the dosing protocols and see how you feel. And let me know in the comments how you felt after taking ALCAR. That's it from me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and make sure that throughout this week, guys, keep that positive mindset. Always make sure that you're remaining equanimous no matter what life throws at you, because at the end of the day, it's all temporary. If you practice Vipassana like I do, that's the biggest lesson in life, is that everything is temporary. Keep it pushing, remain equanimous. Don't feel so happy about the good times. Don't feel so sad about the sad times. Try to stay right in the middle and remain equanimous.